That is a good morning to Mark McAdam, James Alcott and Kyle Walker. We're going to start with Cristiano Ronaldo, who's hit out at what he has called lies about his future at Manchester United. Right, so what Ronaldo did, he liked a post from a fan page about his future, which said he was angry and disappointed with the attitude of the press towards him. He then replied to this fan page saying, "You'll all know the truth when I do an interview in a few weeks' time. The media only spouts lies. I have a notebook, and out of the last 100 news stories that have been written about me, only 5 have been accurate. You can imagine the way things are. Bear that figure in mind." A reminder that we understand Ronaldo may be allowed to leave Manchester United this month if Erik ten Hag decides his departure will be better for the club going forward. United's position has not changed, and they say Ronaldo is not for sale. Right, Kyle, just explain all of that happened late last night.
Right, so for anyone that's going searching for this is 2022. It is on Instagram. This is how we do things nowadays, how we talk about football rumours. Cristiano Ronaldo, this wasn't on his own account. That's where I went straight away. This was on a fan account, as you said. That fan page has 900,000 followers, OK? So it's a big platform with a big audience as well. They were sharing a claim from El Chiringuito journalist and personal friend of Cristiano Ronaldo, Edu Aguirre, who said that Atletico Madrid were interested in signing Ronaldo. Now, as I mentioned, it's a huge account, so this gained a lot of traction, including that of Cristiano Ronaldo, who liked the post and also then commented, as you said, with that translation about the speculation and the false media stories that have gone out there about Cristiano. Now, the post continues to say that Ronaldo has 5 to 6 clubs that are interested in him, and there's reports of him being offered to half of Europe are absurd, OK? So lots of talk about this. It is all there for us to have a look at as well. It's on the Sky Sports News website, so you can go and look at this all unfolding. So it's quite interesting that this is how we do things in 2022. Cristiano Ronaldo on his phone last night in bed decided that he wanted to exploit everyone on Instagram.
Well, I've just been alerted to something quite interesting, all right, and someone's ears are going to prick up. I can't remember who said it this morning, actually. Gary Neville has just posted this on Twitter. Why does the greatest player of all time, brackets, in my opinion, have to wait 2 weeks to tell Manchester United fans the truth? Stand up now and speak. The club is in crisis. It needs leaders to lead. He's the only one who can grab the situation by the scruff of the neck. Now, the start of that tweet, was it you, Mark, who this morning said, why is he waiting a few weeks? Why can't he come out and speak now? Well, that's what Gary Neville's saying.
That's exactly what I said this morning. You know, just if you want to stay at Manchester United, say you want to stay. If you want to leave Manchester United, then leave. And just say publicly what you want to do. You are one of the best footballers in the history of the game, and you have the most followers on Instagram, as Kyle has said. That's really important these days. He can do what he wants and say what he wants. He has the platforms to do so. I just love the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo has got like a book.
I know, I love this.
A blacklist book with people's names on it. Do you think my name might be in there for some of the things I've said on the transfer show about him?
Definitely.
Definitely.
But the 5% is all from Mark McAdam.
Definitely not.
I hope it's all from Sky, though, I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely. Let's go back and look at the timeline. I'll try and keep it as brief as possible because this story is quite fascinating when you look back. On the 3rd of June, Ronaldo said in a public statement that he wanted to thank the Manchester United fans for following them last season and for welcoming him back to the football club. He promises the Reds that he will be back and they will be back winning trophies before long. On the 24th of June, it was the Portuguese Sports Daily Record that first revealed that Ronaldo wasn't happy with their transfer business at Old Trafford and he wanted to leave Manchester United. Then on the 26th of June, there was more frustrations from Ronaldo's camp coming to the media. And it also came out that his agent, George Mendes, had met the Chelsea new owner, Todd Boehly. One of the topics of conversation was Cristiano Ronaldo's future. On the 4th of July, we reported that he was not going to be at training and that he was training alone because of personal and family reasons, which Erik ten Hag and the football club accepted. One day later, they were unsure whether he would be linking up with Manchester United for the pre-season tour of Asia and Australia. And then on the 6th of July, various football clubs came out to say we are not interested in Cristiano Ronaldo, one of those being Oliver Kahn, the Bayern Munich sporting director. On the 7th of July, we confirmed that Cristiano Ronaldo wouldn't be on the Manchester United pre-season tour, and so on and so forth. And at the end of July, he arrived finally back at Manchester United on the same day that Sir Alex Ferguson and George Mendes were at Carrington. And then on the 30th of July, Erik ten Hag confirmed that he would play his first pre-season game for Manchester United against Rayo Vallecano. So this has been a saga and will continue to be a saga until Manchester United either get Ronaldo to stay or he confirms he is leaving and where his destination will be.
Yeah, Manchester United fans, we do want to hear from you on this hashtag transfer talk. You know that one already. James, it's our understanding that he'll be allowed to leave if Erik ten Hag decides that is what is best for Manchester United, which makes sense. But why would his departure be good for Manchester United?
I think the top line of it is that you need to have players in your squad that want to be within your squad. You know, that's how you move forward. I look at Arsenal, and it's very early days for Arsenal in terms of having a team that the Arsenal fans are really proud of and excited by, and looks like a team that's going to provide output as well. But Arteta had to make some really difficult decisions, and with players that he wasn't sure if he wanted or if they wanted to stay. And either way, you've got to have players who are ready and hungry for Man United. And at the moment, Ronaldo isn't. And maybe taking a couple of steps backwards in terms of the quality of the squad would allow you to move forward. Think of the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Martial. The last season where Man United were better, finishing second, was under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where those players, I think, felt valued. There is such a spotlight on Ronaldo, and that casts a shadow. And I think some of these other players obviously have low confidence, aren't playing very well right now, but I'm not sure they totally feel valued in themselves. And I think to strip it back, and the difference between finishing 7th and 14th or 17th, it doesn't make a huge difference, I don't think, for Man United. So I think you've got to sort of swipe it clean a little bit. The future of this club will not be dictated by a 37-year-old. You've got to look forwards.
I understand that completely, but this is Cristiano Ronaldo, one of, in Gary Neville's opinion, as we just said, the greatest players that we've ever seen play the sport of football. When he arrived back at Manchester United, think about the feeling amongst the fans that this was a part of the old club, this was a part of history that was coming back. This is a player who can still do it, by the way, a player that's managed to go out there and win so many different trophies.
But he's a player who doesn't want to be there. But it's as simple as that for me. It really is as simple as that. He doesn't want to be there, and no player is bigger than Manchester United. And so find a resolution. I think Gary Neville makes a really good point as well in terms of being clear in what you want to do and get a decision made as soon as possible, because there is a deadline. And if you get past that deadline, it's going to be very awkward.
But then also Manchester United need to think about what Cristiano Ronaldo brings to them on the pitch as well, because without him last season, what position would they have been? And plenty of times we've spoken about this with Manchester United, because over the last few seasons, Edinson Cavani, where would Manchester United would have been if he wouldn't have scored all of the winning goals that he did? That was an older player, experienced player. It's the same with Cristiano Ronaldo. Do I think that it's the right direction for the club? No, I don't. But this is Cristiano Ronaldo, and if Manchester United want to win games, Manchester United eventually want to win trophies, they've got a player there that can do that and that has the ability to do that as well. So just him leaving, I think, would be a massive loss on the pitch.
Yeah, I see what you mean about Manchester United not being a difference between 7th and 17th. I think probably there might be a change of manager if they were to finish 17th. So there might be more turmoil.
But you know, football's about expectations as well. And I think if there's an understanding that there is that stripping back and you're going with these younger players and starting again, there's been a lot of talk about the players and if they're good enough or not. So if there is that understanding, the expectations drop. You know, Man United fans aren't stupid. They would understand that. And then, as I say, this is Manchester United. I know everyone says that. As the years progress, there's always another season. They will rise again, like Arsenal are doing at this moment in time, in my opinion.
Well, Michael Parsons has been in touch. Hashtag transfer talk. Ronaldo is now being a distraction both in and around the club. If he wants to go, let him leave. No one, in capitals, is bigger than the club, not even Ronaldo. Stuart Armour says if Ronaldo goes, or even if he stays, United need to be looking, and he gives a list of players to come in. He's saying that it's not really all about Ronaldo. Manchester United need a better squad regardless. Right, OK, so that's Cristiano Ronaldo. But what about the latest with Manchester United's search for a midfielder? Because this goes on and on.
Continually goes on and on. Still no Frankie de Jong at the football club, and our understanding is that that deal is moving further away from being completed as the window rolls on towards deadline day. But with a little over 2 weeks to go, United are looking at other midfield options. One of those, Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo. Now, let's put this out there straight away. Brighton are a tough nut to crack in the transfer window. They will not sell anyone unless they are completely satisfied with the deal. We saw it with Ben White. We've seen it with Marc Cucurella. They will not sell players unless they're happy. And this is very much the case with Moises Caicedo. They paid just £4.5 million for him for when they bought him from Independiente. He spent a lot of last season on loan in the Belgian league as well, and then came back in January and had a few appearances for Graham Potter at the back end of last season. United are long-term admirers of the player. They did actually try and sign him from Independiente back in February 2021. He spent the last half of the season where he made just 8 appearances for Brighton. But a really good player with huge potential. Let's take a look now at some of the statistics from last season. You can see just the 10 games there for Brighton. 1 goal, 1 assist. The tackle success percentage of 63%. Interceptions 15 and duels won 55. The fact that Manchester United have had him on their radar for some time shows you something. We know that Brighton have a really successful recruitment policy over the course of the last few years, spearheaded by Dan Ashworth, who's now at Newcastle United. But this is another interesting one to monitor because Graham Potter won't want to lose a key player, but Manchester United are really keen on him.
Yeah, promising player, really promising player. Those numbers that you were showing there, that's sort of averaging 3.3 tackles and interceptions last season. In the first 2 games of the season this year, it's 6.5, so 6 tackles and interceptions and then 7 against Newcastle at the weekend, which is really, really good numbers. The thing I come back to from Man United's point of view is that is he a bit wasted as a 6, which is what Man United need right now? It's a little bit like Fred in terms of that ability to be combative. It's a bit of a waste if you play him as a 6, in my opinion. So again, would be great for the squad overall, but in terms of what they really, really need, I'm not totally sure. And from Brighton's point of view, he was sort of plugging the Basuma gap. So if you lose him, then who's going to replace him for Brighton?
It almost goes back to what you were saying a few moments ago about the hard reset for Manchester United. A player like Caicedo, who's so young and has so much potential, he would fit that mould. But you almost felt like that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was trying to do. He was trying to recruit young, promising, exciting players that they could nurture and work with and develop on the training pitch that would be the future of Manchester United. And that kind of project didn't really work. It's kind of gone out the window again. And then Ole leaves and a new manager comes in. It just feels once again that this kind of scattergun approach is just not working.
Last week we talked a lot about Manchester United's interest in Adrien Rabiot. Does that look off now, Kyle?
Well, the deal for Juventus, Adrien Rabiot, as you said, is now increasingly unlikely. The club have not been able to meet Rabiot's wage demands after a broad agreement was in place and it was reached with Juventus for a fee of £15 million. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted this morning, only less than 30 minutes ago. Juventus have received Manchester United's message on Rabiot. The deal is completely off and won't change unless something crazy happens on the player side. Man United have intention to pay record salary and also huge signing fee. Other targets are now being discussed internally. That's from Fabrizio Romano. So it does look like that deal won't be happening, which I'm sure Manchester United fans are getting in touch on the hashtag. I'm seeing all of those tweets coming in. This is another blow to them. This is another player where Manchester United haven't been able to get that deal across the line.
But a positive for Manchester United fans potentially is, let's say any player is saying, I want X amount of money, and Manchester United is saying, well, we're not willing to pay that amount of money, so we're going to pull out of the deal. That's got to be seen as a good thing, though. You don't want to just be paying them whatever they want.
Exactly. I mean, for a long time, I think Manchester United, as well as some other top clubs, have kind of been held over a barrel in a way by players that they know this is a huge club that want them, and they have the financial backing and the wage structure in a way as well to afford to pay them. But how many times have we seen at Manchester United that go horribly wrong? So for Manchester United to turn around and actually say, we can't meet those wage demands for you, I think actually that is a positive, and it's actually the right step for the club. But going back to what I've just said, I'm sure Manchester United fans will be quite upset that they've not been able to tempt Rabiot there, even with lower wages or anything, because it's Manchester United, because of the size of the club. But I think overall, if you look at that, it is a positive, because Manchester United are sticking to what their principles are and saying, we're not going to pay this for you. we're Manchester United. And as you said before, no player is bigger than that club, and they're showing that.
Yeah, and last week when the Rabiot news broke, there was a real mixed reaction from Manchester United fans as to whether they wanted him or not. Just a few tweets before we go to the break, by the way. Ryan Ward says Cristiano Ronaldo is a bad apple. United would be best to get rid of him, and everyone else would be best to avoid him. He's got too much of an ego, a lot of issues at United, and now he is the biggest one of them all. Mark Oldacre says we're an absolute shambles and joke of a football club. And Big Smoke says if the Ronaldo situation is causing problems, we need to let go of him. He was very good last season, but as an individual, the team around him is the problem, regardless of if he stays. We need more forwards, more physicality in the middle.